Hey VC, it's Mazzy back in the USA. Almost, not quite. I'm actually at the USA Canadian border from Washington State to British Columbia, leaving Vancouver. I'm on the Canadian side. We're like an 80-minute to 90-minute delay here. So I'm going to be here for a while. I'm not going to talk for 80 minutes, so don't worry. So, records, Paul McCartney. Now, this is being taped on July 7th, 2019. Happy birthday, Ringo Starr. 79 years old. 79. Jesus Christ. Last night I saw Paul McCartney. He's 77. He just turned 77. As you watched my earlier video, I figured it out actually. I think I've seen McCartney about 18 times ever. Oh, we're inching our way here. 18 times ever. And I saw him 5 years ago when he closed down Candlestick Park because the Beatles closed their last show, and they tore it down after that, soon after that. So he was the last show there. And I never thought I'd really see him again. His high end of his vocals are croaky, kind of getting shot. So occasionally on the ballads, it's tentative. But the guys, as we all know, he's fucking amazing. He rocks out. He's great. When he belts out, he does the Sgt. Pepper reprise going into Helter Skelter. He does Letting Go from Wings, and it's amazing. He goes into that, and he goes into a bit of Foxy Lady without the lyrics, without vocals. But then he talks about Jimi Hendrix performing Sgt. Pepper literally the Sunday after Sgt. Pepper album came out, and all the Beatles and Eric Clapton and others were in attendance. So you might know that story. If you're not, you should read up on it. Pretty cool story. He was great. One thing I really liked, he had a horn section this time, sax, trumpet, and trombone. And I could be wrong on this, but I don't think he's had a horn section since Wings, the Wings Over America 76 tour. Might be wrong, but I don't recall that. And if you should seek out and watch the McCartney Live from last year when Egypt Station was coming out, his newest album. He did a performance at Grand Central Station in a side room in New York, and these three horn players come out of the audience and start playing, and it was just like that. They came out of the audience halfway back at BC Stadium, and came out from where the audience were through one of the corridor areas, and there was a spotlight on them. You could see him on the big screens, obviously, and he made great use of that horn section, and it added to me not a little thing, but a great thing, something that was really needed on especially songs like Let 'Em In from Speed of Sound, Wings of the Speed of Sound, and especially Good Day Sunshine, right? Is that right? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Anyway, he used them about, I'd say they were on about eight or nine songs, and they were fantastic. I didn't get to do a VC meetup here. Edwin from Pretty Green Vinyl, I know, lives in Vancouver Island, and he was taking his daughter to the show, and we kind of traded a message or two. And he couldn't meet yesterday when I was doing all my record store tours. He offered today. I didn't get back to him. I apologize. But I'm leaving early, well, fairly early, because I don't want to get stuck in traffic, and I got some obligations back in Seattle. So I'm driving from Vancouver to Seattle. Usually it should be a 3-hour drive. It's probably going to take 4-5 hours. But again, no rush. So I did hit some record stores, and I'll show you a little thing. One thing I got to say, everyone who I asked for suggestions kept saying go to Beat City Records. Frankly, I was disappointed. Now, having said that, maybe it's not my total genre. Beat City Records is really good for reggae, for the bass and drums, for hip hop, trip hop, rap. They have a great selection of that type. Someone mentioned to me that they had just bought a Beatles collection, which I saw in the front there, but pretty much everything they have there I already have. So some bootlegs, some normal pressings. A couple little things were interesting, but I didn't go for that. But I really thought the rock section, all the other records, I thought they were pretty gnarly, kind of trashed. You know how some record stores have a lot of crap? Now there might be good titles here and there, but you open it up and there's no editing at all. There's no curation, and it's kind of crabby copies. Again, maybe I'm there at the wrong time, so I wasn't a big fan at Beat City. And they had a bin, a box section, not box, but a box bin with a bunch of psychedelic stuff. And it's one of those stores that like packed it so fucking tight. After about 10 records, I couldn't even look at it. I couldn't go through it because the bins were so tight. That's a Mazzy pet peeve. But a couple other stores. I did go to Red Cat Records. They have 2 stores. Unfortunately, I only went to one of them. And I found one of my favorite records of sort of the 2000s in there. It's a European press, 2003, of the Fiery Furnaces, Gallopes Park. And this is a great record. Fiery Furnaces from Brooklyn, a brother and sister, Eleanor, how do you spell their last name? I want to say Fernberger. Brother and sister. She's solo now. She's been solo for a while. What's her last name? I got it here so I can pronounce it right. You know her. You indie people know her. Come on, where's your name? Eleanor Federberger, Friedberger. All songs by Friedberger and Friedberger. So it's a brother and sister. And they made some amazing, aggressive indie albums. And when I say aggressive, some of them are very, I don't want to say complicated, but there's a lot of stuff going on in their records. But very intricate and very, again, not surreal, that's wrong. I can't even describe it, but this record, I have it on CD. I've never even seen an album of theirs on vinyl. And I found this one. It's a UK press, I believe. Is it Rough Trade? Yeah, Rough Trade. Yeah, made in the EU. 2003, Rough Trade. Great record. If you need one album, if you want one album by theirs, this is the one to get. And it's called Gallowsburg Park. Gallowsburg Bark. And I've never even seen it in the wild, so that was fun. I did get something that's not so rare, but this McGarrigle sister record. Kate and Anna McGarrigle, when they switched to Polydor after their Warner Brothers years. Love Over and Over. Love that. I did go to another store really close, in fact on the same street, on Main Street, as Red Cat. And that is Neptune. Now again, those of you that live or go to Vancouver know these stores better than I do, and there might be certain personalities that you don't like one for other reasons. I come in cold. I come in sort of with a blank canvas, and I like this store. Now, they had a lot of new stuff, so if you're just buying records, new releases there, but they had a lot of great used stuff too. And they had so Neptune, and they have they have a lot of garbage. I went through their jazz stuff. I thought their jazz stuff, their used jazz stuff, was very trashed. But they have certain bins of really rare stuff, and I picked up this. This is a Canadian press of a mono Black is Black by Los Bravos, which I thought looks like super clean, right? You can't even see that there. Anyway, got that. I got this just because I have it already, but it's a British press. I mean, excuse me, a Canadian press. Canadian pressings are usually really good, but I figure since I did it on the border. Now, those of you, I like Ry Cooder. This is a great soundtrack. It's got Ry Cooder's, it's got Across the Borderline, which was written by Ry Cooder, John Haidt, and Jim Dickinson. And Freddie Fender does the lead vocal on it. And it's been on, I think Willie Nelson did it on one of his albums, but this is a great soundtrack. And it's a movie with Jack Nicholson. Pretty decent movie, a little tragic movie, but I decided to get $10, which actually is great for us Americans because it's about 20-25% less. So that means it's $7 to $8, $7.50 for this album in U.S. American dollar. And I did get a also for 15 bucks Canadian, which is probably 10 or so US or 11. The live, which I already have, Chicken Skin Review, Showtime, Ry Cooder from the 70s. I saw him several times during this period. Again, a Canadian press, so any time, especially Warner stuff. The Warner Canadian press are really nice. But then again, the Warner US stuff is really nice. So, Ry Cooder, there you go. A record I like, an artist I love, David Sylvian. I love David Sylvian. You might know him from the band Japan, sort of glammy rock and roll in the 70s. I saw them once at a club in London when my first London trip in 1978. I saw Japan, the band Japan at Dingwalls. But this album is a Canadian press, 1986, and this has Gone to Earth. I have this on CD. I've never even seen a vinyl copy of it, although they've just reissued these, so that's good. Then, what I really liked, I found some, what do you call it? Some audiophile jazz stuff that were used, and decent prices actually, but they're, what do you call it? Audio, AF, quality pressings, QRP pressings. Jerry Mulligan meets Ben Webster. QRP, I think it's 45 RPM. Anytime I see the QRP stuff sitting around in stores that are a number of years old, these are probably what, 2000, well this is 2018, so that's pretty recent. This one, Ornette Coleman Quartet with Ornette Coleman, with Don Cherry, Eric Blackwell, Charlie Hayden, another pressed at Palace in Germany. This might be, is this QRP? But another one, thought that was kind of great. And then one more, a big band Monk in concert. So what else did I get? Anything else? Oh, this one, I got this one. Yusef Lateef at Ronnie Scott's. Ronnie Scott's is a famous London jazz club. This is a 2016 reissue, so it's on Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club Records, so I have no idea if that's any good in terms of quality, but it was a pick, and they were having sort of a 4th of July week. I'm not a 4th of July week. I guess it was Canada. I'm mixing my countries up, so I apologize. Shit. It's not really good opening records in your car, is it? Sorry. I have to go through customs. I guess I got to declare that all these records, right? Anyway, there you go. A couple little miscellaneous things. So anyway, sorry, Edwin, that I didn't meet you because I'm leaving town here, but doing a shout out to a few other VC members I've been watching lately, who I always watch, but there's tons of them. But lately, seems to be a little sort of side click too. Obviously Eric Weinbender, and I need him to make me a martini sometimes, and you know, more cocktails, less coochie, Eric. I kid. And then let's see, Vinyl Richie. Hey, this is Vinyl Richie. I'm gonna do another video. I'm gonna see if I can do imitations. I do really bad imitations of people, so but I do it with love because Mazzy loves you. So I just love the little intricate things that we all have, including myself. There's a whole brigade of guys with hats with goatees. Oh, we're moving glasses. I can't drink and I can't VC and drive. Hold on a second here. We got a little spurt going there. What's going on? Maybe they opened another lane. Oh, Brian. Okay, Brian, Cosmic Vinyl. I wish we could all get together or do some kind of video with the hat, bearded glasses guys. It would be him, it would be Travis, Tone Arm Tango. Doesn't always wear a hat, but we could put a hat on him. But he's got the beard, and you know, I don't think he has glasses though. I love him because he is sort of the savior of records, of used records. You should Digital Gramophone. I'm sorry, that's John. I mentioned him before, but I think I didn't I? Mention John? But anyway, I'm going he's not one of the bearded glasses hat guys. But Travis at Tone Arm Tango, he used to work all nights at home, but now apparently they changed his job, so he has a 9 to 5er overseeing some things. But I love that he rescues records. He'll just find records lying around, even without the covers. He'll bring them home, clean them up, and rehabilitate them in a way. And I love that about him. I can't do that. It's the clean, organized Virgo in me that if they're trash, and I leave them out. Oh, we're moving. God, something's going on here. Bob Bradley from the Bob Bradley channel. Choo! Boom! Great guitar player, great musician. I like how he puts those little sound effects on videos, but another guy with a beard and a hat and glasses. So see if we could do a whole club there. Who else I want to call out here? Oh, I forgot to call out John at Digital Gramophone the other day because I was talking about that meetup, and I know he doesn't like to be called out. He's the guy with all the subtitles. Great stuff, and he's doing a good series on Bruce Springsteen. So where's volume 2 already? Come on. But anyway, that's it. You know, if going back, Brian Cosmic Vinyl, what I wanted to do is have a red gel so I can do red and pink, because everything in his room is red and pink with the lava lamps on the walls and stuff, and I kind of love that about them. So I love turn that down when he just kind of bursts into talking to his stereo about turn that goddamn music down. Anyway, I'm just ranting here. So Mazzy loves you, and Mazzy's going back to the USA, and again a record store weekend with Paul McCartney. Happy birthday, Ringo. And hey VC, thanks for watching, and remember, don't VC and drive. Bye.